relieve him, he think he too raw. Summer breeze, so peas in the fall. Clock on hip, got him thinking of food, but wasn't like this, but I was influenced. Bro got dog and it's ready to bark. Dutch road is ready to spark. It's the end, but I hear from the start. Each day I wake up and clock in. Know my family been straight, we been locked in. Offloaded some dimes off the smoke muscle. While I'm always gon' shine off the damn hustle. It's the shit that's inside, keep my mind right. Knowing Smokey gon' pop when the time's right. Let them boys be the block and they limelight. Out the way, smoking gas, I'm with nine. Know they watching my page and they spying. Try to break in the circle, they spying. I'm remixing the Sprite with the C-Wop.
I can't post it like that.
Why you thinking us, he got ski mop. I up beat, now I guess you get re-rock. She get me in the line, feel like flesh cops. I be slanging the 3, feel like Red Sox. Bullet gas at the tree, I'm with 9. He got shot in his spine cause he's spying.
Messed up. Yeah. You know what I mean? So look at all that, you know what I'm saying? Look at the comments right here.
Each day I wake up and clock in. Know my family been straight, we been locked in. Offloaded some dimes off the smoke muscle. While I'm always gon' shine off the damn hustle. It's the shit that's inside, keep my mind right. Knowing Smokey gon' pop when the time's right. Let them boys be the block and they limelight. Out the way, smoking gas, I'm with 9. Know they watching my page and they spying. Try to break in the circle, they spying.
Yeah, that's
remixing
tough.
the Sprite with the C-Wop. Rolling slow cats with gas at the treetop. Why you thinking us, he got ski mop. I up beat, now I guess you get re-rock.
Yeah, I can't lie, that's tough. I'm sorry. Hey, life happens, but we gotta figure out a scheduled time though for when I do it. Definitely gotta figure out a scheduled time because that's not what's going on. Where is the mute? Whoa, what's going on? There we go. Why they ain't had that there? Let's go ahead and get ready to get to it.
Each day in the month.
That's wild work. That's definitely wild. Like 50 minutes. I'd have been mad too. I would have been mad for sure. That's messed up, man. I feel bad though. I can't lie. For sure feel bad. Yeah, facts. What's going on? What's going on? Oh no, we straight. We straight. No, I feel bad for not going live earlier. I got on the phone with my mom. One thing led to another. I ain't even end up getting on, man. I'm good. Shouts out to Irvin Reed, man. I felt bad though. I got on. I see the comments here. I'm like, oh man, yeah, I can't schedule it and not go. And not go, man. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on, everybody? How y'all doing, man? You already know. Yeah, no, man, listen, I can't schedule it and then not pop up. I can't schedule it and then not pop up. So we gonna get in here and cook tonight. But from now on, if I schedule it, we gonna be up in here. Like I said, we figuring out the perfect times. I think that early morning show though is gonna be a good time to get up in here though. Selmo, what's going on? How you doing? Big shouts out to Irvin Reed, Selmo for all level scouting. I see you in here earlier. I apologize for not being on. Hey, you already know. You already know, man. Hey, did you guys see? Did you guys see that boy pop out and everybody started hating? I mean, where's this level of hate coming from? I honestly do not get it, man. I honestly do not understand why anybody would just hate Shador. I mean, like, if you just go watch the dude's content, you just watch him. He doesn't even come off as like a unlikable character. The new term now is diva. Now Shedeur is a diva because he has off the field endeavors in which he gets paid to do. Now it's like he's the new face of what used to be the wide receivers. This is what was heard today. Hey, I don't know, man. To me personally, that's a little bit weird. I think at this point we are obsessed. I think people are obsessed with this situation. As much as they want to downplay it, they want to try and make it seem like the guy isn't that good. For him being the worst quarterback all time, worst quarterback of this generation, a lot of people have a lot to say. If you're really terrible, if you're truly terrible, people don't even really worry about you. I mean, just think about it. If you play sports, the people that are like trash, they're not really that good. The coach don't coach them up that much. The coach don't even worry about them, man. Y'all just do what y'all supposed to be doing. We worry about these starters. I got to get these guys ready to play. To me, it's crazy, man. Let's go ahead and dive in here, man. We got the first one, though. Hey, Irvin Reed, man. Make sure you let me know when that drop. When is it dropping, man? Put that in here. So we can all tap in. First and foremost, let's go ahead and get into this, man.
Kieran, why are you doing it?
Right now, it's an amazing day. Look at the sky. You hear the music. Look at the merch everybody has on. Look at the teamwork that it took for us to all come here and be able to get this done. And I'm truly happy. I'm truly amazed by it. And just one thought, came to life. And that's what, I just stand for.
What'd you think of the kids' reaction when it felt like they kind of rushed you like you're a rock star?
Oh, well, I'm a superhero in my world anyway. so overall, I'm truly excited that they feel excited to see me and stuff. I would say most of the time, usually as like athletes and everything, like we're isolated more. So it's about giving in the community and just seeing everybody and seeing the inspiration that we give just by showing up. And
this isn't something that you can get behind. This isn't something that's honorable. I mean, let's rewind to this time last year. This guy had already popped up, been in the hood in Cleveland, doing his thing. The projects had just burnt down. This guy came out, had a whole shindig for these people. People that don't usually have people of that stature. Someone that's not from Ohio. Someone that has no dog in the race as far as that community, that hood. But he comes down, he touches earth with his people. He touches earth with the common folk. And the kids love him. The kids rush him like he's a superstar. So when you start talking, and we're going to get into it later in the show, and we start seeing how people really talk about this guy, at a certain point, it does start to get disgusting. And I don't think the media understands what they do is they actually create more fans for this guy. There's a multitude of people that just because of how much they hate on Shedeur, it's like, man, let me go watch this guy. Let me go check into his channel and see what this guy is all about. Because they hate him so much. It's so much conversation about this guy. What is all the buzz? I believe this media creates people that they want to call Shedeurians, whatever. See you auntie, see you uncles. And you know what it is? Because you guys hate so much, and it becomes a certain point to where it does get disgusting. We don't see any of the other quarterbacks get this level of scrutiny. This guy's played 7 games, and they judge him as though he has a 7-year career that has been terrible, but yet he's still propped up or something. Oh, we gonna talk about it, Big Kev. Shouts out to you, man.
It's a very simple task, so I truly appreciate it.
Shedeur, we saw some video clips of you guys down in Miami, all working out together.
Yeah.
How did that all go, and how might that help you guys head into training?
Yeah, I think it was extremely important that us as a group, for whoever was available to come down to Miami, and there was a couple other players that
Did you guys see that as well? He worked out with Watson. So all the narratives, they tried to ask him, well, if Deshaun's having a throwing, party, are you going to go have your own, throwing camp? Are you going to go? No, we're a team. We're going to work together. And that was Shadour's response. You guys are trying to pit it as though it's this battle. That way you can cause some type of dissension and divide in the team. In which this locker room, this regime that Coach Monken is building seems to have turned the tables as far as the outlook inside of the building. These guys seem to have a new sense of camaraderie. There's a new level of dog in the building, and people seem to be gathering and unifying around this cause. The media seem like they need to jump on the bandwagon, but they're still stuck with the old regime, and what they need to do is go ahead and move to Atlanta because they're still stuck on some of those old things, and we'll hear that today as well.
Schedules didn't align with it, but it's all good. For those that came and stuff, it was truly amazing, and we felt a different type of bond there, just outside of the facility, outside of these things, and we all vow to, continue doing our part and keep it going while we're here. Like those relationships and how funny it is when you have a lot of dialogue and in different situations with a lot of your teammates is very fun and it's exciting. You create these real memories, these real bonds, and it's irreplaceable. So I'm truly thankful that it happened. I know everybody that came was excited and we had a great time.
How much easier is it this year for you to kind of help put those type of things together than last year when you were coming in as a rookie?
Well, I wouldn't say it's a hard task at all. It's just conversation, but I would say it's just a different space.
It's a different energy. It's a different coaching staff. It's a different regime where now this type of behavior is promoted. Let's think. In a world where most of the athletes on the team are African American, Coach Stefanski, damn, my do-rag, y'all wasn't gonna say nothing about my duty is crazy. That's wild. Y'all did me bad for that. That's a clip. But anyways, man, Coach Stefanski took a team of African Americans to a country club in the middle of nowhere in Ohio to do what? Nothing. No attractions there, no anything. Just think about levels of culture and knowing who you have in the building, being able to resonate with your players, being able to resonate with your staff, being able to resonate with the area that you're in. There was none of that. There was none of that in Cleveland before. Now you have a sense of the city. You have a sense of energy and new growth, new hope in the building because of Coach Monken, Shedeur Sanders, all of the new players, Andrew Berry cooking on the draft side with 2 for 2, going 2 for 2, Moneyball drafts. You get Dee Podesta up out of here, you get Stefanski up out of here, and you start to see things moving in a different direction, and it makes you question, man, what really was the problem? What really was the problem, though? We're going to take that off, bro, because I don't know what's going on with the do-rag. It is killing me, though. But let's keep cooking.
Yeah, we're all in. As a team, as individuals, we all feel more confident in ourselves, and that's kind of what we thrive on. So it's kind of like understanding with that togetherness, and really understand the dynamic of the league. So it's like you don't want to first come in the league and you got to earn the respect of your teammates and everything. You just can't come in dictating and, that's not a form of respect in the locker room and all that, and we understand that. So it just took time in a lot of relationships and, to keep players to be able to get on the same page and be able to do it, and it'll be fun. And it doesn't feel forced.
What's your favorite part of this camp been for you today?
My favorite part of the camp, I would say, was the people behind the scenes that helped put all this together. Browns Get Back, the Winning Foundation, everybody that really took their time out to do it. A lot of the coaches, a lot of the players, the kids, the parents, the extra festivities we have in the back. That was extremely. That's what made me the most happy overall.
Like I said, the chain, giving the chain away.
Oh, the chain. That was just a little. Yeah, that was just a little thing that I just thought was cool. So then I was like, okay, let's do it. you know, because I always want to be able to have these different memories. And
shouts out to Big Kev and Irvin Reed, you a fool, man. big shouts out to y'all, man. No, I'm trying to grow it out, man. I usually keep a short military cut, like cut. But if you go watch my page, I had dreads before last year. I just chopped them, but now I'm growing my hair back, man. That's funny, though. That's funny. And shouts out to Big Kev, man. We appreciate you on the 10 jewels, man. That's love, brother. I appreciate that, Big Kev. Big shouts out to you. And Buck Gordy, 518. I see you up in here, man. I appreciate you. I appreciate you being in the building.
I like competition, you know, overall. I love the competition factor. And it's fair. I love fair competition. So that's what we did. And it was hard to figure out a game because you don't want to just race all the time. So that was the hardest thing, is figuring out what game we're going to do. But thankfully, to the Browns, everybody helped that out and smoothed over the process.
Training camp will be here before you know it. What's your mindset heading into year 2?
Mindset, I would say, how I think every day. Yeah, how I think every day is my mindset. Be the best. Be the best person I could be, whether that's on the field, off the field, in the community, spiritually, emotionally, everything. I just try to be the best.
Or do you remember attending camps like this, or something like this when you were younger? And why can this be so beneficial for these kids moving forward?
Yeah, I remember going to a lot of these camps, but my dad really ran everything, so it was fun now. Now I understand how hard it was for my parents to do all this. You know, they had like a youth league team that had thousands of kids in it, and the getting all these different factors that play into it when you're dealing with a lot of different personalities, a lot of different parents, a lot of different things. It's truly draining, and it's a lot. So I respect a lot of those people and everybody that has like teams, foundations, all these different things where you got to get everybody on the same page at the same time. So it's truly hard, but I appreciate it.
What does it say about you and Deshaun that you two went down to Miami together, and that you brought the team together as the two quarterbacks, sort of, you know, in this competition with each other?
Yeah, I would say it's the same thing that we've been saying from day one. You know, we both trying to be the best version of ourselves we could be. So we're not gonna let anything get in between of that. So it's a level of respect, you know, that we all in the quarterback room have for each other. And we're not really emotional when it comes to things that we can't control. We mainly focus on and thrive on getting better and to work every day. So if I like something he's doing, I ask. If he looks like something I do, then I ask. Like, it's conversation, and that's what's most effective.
Hey, Shedeur, since you came, I mean, you went to John Marks, you went to Garden Valley, you're here, you've gone all over. Why is it important for you to connect with so many of the young people in this community?
Well, I feel like I like to walk around and touch people. You know, I like that. I would say throughout everything, these are the people that kept me going, that supported me. So I'll be a fool to not give back to those that gave to me when I most needed it. You know, so that's why I do it. It finds fulfillment. I find fulfillment doing it. By seeing all these different tasks and all these different activities get completed, then for me it's like, okay, now I'm thinking, what's next? How can we improve this one? How can we make sure we have trash cans all over the field to make sure there's no trash on the field? Like, we try to think about how can we improve each and every time that we do it. So this was just the first one. So this is an amazing start. You know, it's an amazing start. Everybody's healthy. The gear that they have on look good. And everybody's out here smiling, so that's what it's about.
Now, please tell me how you can find the negative out of this. Guaranteed the Cleveland media found the negative, not only with Shedeur Sanders, but with this football camp, with his youth football camp. They found the negative with that, and they also found the negative with all the other endeavors that he has going on, not only from him being enigma as far as, you know, in the fashion world, in the culture. This guy is taking over, and one thing they don't understand is you can't stop the wave. It's already on the way. It's already in motion. Get out the way of the train or get ran over. And a lot of people are stepping right in the way, and they about to get hit with the crow train as soon as this guy starts the ball. All you got to do is wait on it. Shouts out, I will be at training camp, man. I will be at training camp. We got a couple days scheduled to get up out there, man, and see what's going on. We're going to see these guys throw live in action, man. We're going to get you guys some footage, and we're going to be there and get a real unbiased, opinion of what's going on. I appreciate everybody in the chat right now. We're going to tap in with you guys as soon as we finish hearing Shedeur real quick.
You talk about improving each day. Well, how do you feel like you've improved over the last month, just in what you've been doing individually?
I would say, if you talk to me, do you feel like I improved? Okay, then. So I improved in that space.
Sound like Prime.
I would say overall, everything I improved. I would say the way how I sleep, the way I breathe, the way I drink waters, the way how I do everything in my life, I improved. So everything improved. My body improved.
Favorite part of the summer?
Say it again?
What's been your favorite part of the summer?
Favorite part? I don't know. Every day's my favorite. Every day's my favorite. So I can't even tell you what's my favorite day because every day my favorite day. Yesterday I thought being with the team was the favorite day, but today's favorite day. So I got a favorite day every day.
I mean, that's the energy that you want your guy to have. That's the energy that you want QB1 to bring. When we start talking about traits, as we talked about all summer when we gauged all these different quarterback options that people wanted to bring in the building, from your Kyler Murrays, your Mac Jones, Anthony Richardson, Malik Willis's, all of these guys, even Brendan Sorsby, we talked about traits and what we can expect these guys to be in the future and what you want to see from them inside the building, in the community. All we've seen from Shedeur is a guy that gets to work. When he came in, did we see any of the, antics, anything that they tried to say was a negative? No, we saw somebody come in and get to work, and you guys hate it. Put a camera and a mic in his face every day, even when he was throwing the Baldwin Wallace wide receivers. Make it make sense to me how this is someone that you feel is a negative. You feel like this energy can be a negative to the locker room, a negative to your team. Does Shedeur come off as negative to you? I asked you guys in the chat, man. Does he come off negative to you? Oh, yeah. By the way, did y'all see Big Bro G. Bush commented on your boy's video? When he was breaking down that EPA, we had to give a little breakdown about that. We were cooking that night. G. Bush hopped on there, man. That was love, bro. That was love. And that's because you guys, man, are making noise for us. You guys are making noise. And really, Shedeur Sanders and this new Cleveland Browns regime with Coach Monken is driving it all. We pushing this old media up out of here, man. Let's go ahead and get in the chat real quick. Let's get in the chat. And I apologize again for not being on this morning, man. All right. Buck Gordy said people hate the truth. Raw Havana said Mary Kay spotted prepping the massage table for Watson. Hey, I ain't gonna read the whole thing. That's crazy work. Irvin Reed, I'm making a video now explaining exactly that. Everybody be ready to tap into Irvin Reed's channel, man. Shouts out to Irvin Reed. I was told if you got nothing good to say, don't say nothing at all, for sure. But these people consistently have something negative to say, and we'll see that. We're about to tap into it. It was wild again. It got disgusting. This morning on the Fan, it got disgusting. Salute to you, Big Kev. I appreciate it, man. Buck Gordy, I see you up in here, man. I haven't seen you in the chat before, so big shouts out to Buck Gordy, man. He was at Brook Park High School when he got off his flight yesterday. Okay. Shouts out to Selmo Fudd. Sounds like Black Jesus to me. Why Rex cracking on Shedeur, but no words for Jackson Dart speaking at conventions and hanging with the president? There's always an agenda. There's always people's perspective. And when you can identify with somebody or you can resonate with something that somebody stands for or is doing, you always can have that much more level of support. So I think part of it is these guys are the same folks that didn't really resonate with Primetime. The only reason why they resonated with Deion is because he was so damn good. You had to resonate with him. But if Deion was an average regular player, they would have hated Deion and done some more things than what they already tried to do to Deion. They used to try and pick with Deion in the league, but he was so good, he overcame it. And in that, you got to give the glory to God because he gets you through everything. No one man can put you, no one man can actually power themselves through any situation, man. There's a higher force that helps you with anything. So don't ever think it's just you being so great. But all that being said, these same things are now being cast on Shedeur Sanders. But Gordy, you a Ravens fan? That's crazy. We got a Ravens fan up in here. Shouts out to you, man. That's lit, though. That's lit. Miss Marie, I see you up in here. Good evening. Juan Sosa Gaming. Crazy how they still try and make it a negative. Yeah, especially when we just sat and listened to the man talk. There's no way you can listen to that young man talk in that segment, that interview, and say, this is a negative. This is somebody that's a cancer on the team. Has a negative impact on the locker room. What? It makes no sense. And then they talk about, the social media videos and stuff being a distraction. Aaron Rodgers was just making a social media video. Just because he's not that boy no more and doesn't garner the same level of attention that he used to. Oh, now it's not a problem, but it's a problem for Shedeur. Everybody else making these workout videos. I've seen various people across the league making workout videos. Where's the hate? You're mad about a workout video? Come on now. Doesn't even make sense, man. The fact that he puts on for the kids for free no matter where he goes is the media's biggest gripe. Irvin Reed, how? How though? It makes no sense how that even comes across as being something that you could get away with saying on airwaves. Makes no sense, man. Everybody up in here, appreciate you, Irvin Reed. Yeah, smack the like button if you're in here. Get it out the way. That way you ain't got to worry about it anymore. Shedeur was boots on the ground when he got drafted, came into the city and showed love. So what you see now is about the norm, big dog. Yeah, it is. Shouts out to Selmo Fudd. This is the norm now. It's not the norm now. It's been the norm for Shedeur even in college. But one thing that he said that was key to me was, I want to touch the people. How many times in the community, smaller communities, do you wish you could be around, some of these people that are influential? You just wish you could come and just hear a word of wisdom. You don't know how much that does for a kid, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, to meet your favorite player, somebody that's an enigma, somebody that has the world on fire, and you get to shake his hand, dap him up, have a quick convo with him. You don't know what that can do. That can propel some young people to greatness. Media is so stupid, shaking my head, asking like they didn't know what he meant by saying drinking water has made him better. They have to try and put a twist on it. If they can get you to say something, that's why you have to listen to the question. I was always taught, man, you're supposed to be slow to speak, quick to listen. When somebody asks you something, really decipher that question first, because there could be something loaded in there. They're priming you for an answer in one direction because now they feel like they got you painted in a corner. And that's what they try and do. We've seen that since Shedeur got here. With that being said, no reason for Matt Ryan to hire Stefanski in Atlanta besides they are represented by the same agency. I mean, a lot of people have said that. It's been kept on quiet, but how Kevin Stefanski wins, 8? How many games did he win? 9 games in 2 years? And continue to have a job right after he gets fired? Hey, man, crazy to me. Crazy to me. Shouts out again to Big Kev for them 10 jewels, man. See the Browns logo, same backdrop. Lets you know he's that guy. 100, for sure. Selmo Fudd in here cooking, man. I appreciate you, big bro. Lids up. Lids up. I'm constantly pushing the back against it. Media and fans alike. Big Kev. I'm a Ravens fan, but I definitely support the channel. I didn't know you was a Ravens fan too, Big Kev. That's crazy word. That's crazy word, man. Big shouts out to Big Kev. And that's love. And you see the attention and the level of respect that Shedeur garners. That's people hate. I'm sure Ravens fans are like, man, yeah, the Cleveland media is weird. Y'all got some weirdos out there. Y'all got some real weirdos out there. I know y'all looking at it like that. But Gore, y'all rock with Shedeur and Lamar heavy. Congrats, big dog. You got rinsed up. I see you, man, for sure. You know that ain't nothing, man. G Bush commenting on your channel. G Bush commenting on your channel is nothing but a lob. That ain't nothing but a lob. You know we about to come, man. I'm trying to windmill that thing. You hear me? I'm trying to win. If G Bush throw me a lob, I'm windmilling it off the top. I'm talking about back scratching. I'm trying to break the backboard with it. You know what I'm talking about? Pause. Let's keep cooking though. Why can't I see Selmo's comments? I don't know why you can't see Selmo's comments. That's kind of crazy. Why can't you see Selmo's comments? Y'all got some beef? Hold on, Selmo, y'all got some beef in here? Let me stop playing. True faces of the league organically. And that's what's crazy is he's building it literally organically. They want blood and water between Shedeur and Deshaun Watson. There's a special place in hell for sowing seeds of hate in the Discord. Like, hey, cook, Irvin Reed, man. You been on fire, Irvin Reed. We're gonna have to cook something, Irvin Reed, one day. I'm trying to tell you. McNuggets tried to say it was his and Watson's camp. His and Watson's camp. Whoa. No. That was Shedeur's camp. Stop the cap. Miss Marie. She said, yeah, that was weird. Why did McNuggets say that it was Shedeur and Deshaun Watson's camp? I only saw Shedeur's logo everywhere. Where did they get that from? You know, because maybe they threw in Miami, so they want to try and paint everything as their code doing everything. Remember, Shedeur did say we do everything as a team? No, not with the S2 logo everywhere. That Shedeur logo everywhere with the Nike is going crazy. So no, whose camp is it? Obviously, you can see whose camp it is. The Griff is being anti-Shedeur. Shouts out to Pit Boy. I see you up in here. Shedeur is the algorithm, says Buck Gordy. Yeah, that's no cap. That is no BS. Miss Marie says, I'm a lifelong Dallas Cowboys fan. Shouts out to you. We appreciate you being up in here. But if Shedeur is starting and playing against them boys, I'm rocking with the Browns that game. What? Miss Marie says she's a lifelong Dallas Cowboys fan. But if Shedeur is starting versus them boys, she's rocking with the Browns? That's love. That's crazy work. Once again, we start talking about the level of respect that Shedeur garners. How can you hate it? Man? It makes no sense, man. Shouts out to Pit Boy. It's not about reporting the story. It's about making up the story. Facts. Hatred is all it is. Yeah, that's true. He flew a fan out to Miami for his practice. Touched that young man's life. Shouts out to Selmo Fudd. The things that he doesn't even record himself. Shedeur does much more than we even see. And if you don't believe it, I don't know. Go ask your mama about it, and she'll probably tell you, because she can probably see it in the young man. There's a natural light inside of him. Real recognize real. Stefanski and DW got the same number of wins. Go figure. Tragic. Miss Marie said, I've never seen a local media tear down players like Cleveland. Even when we're not winning, we still support and expect the best for the upcoming season. Absolutely. And that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to have a level of optimism as a media, especially being the radio face of the Browns or of any team, whatever team you're covering, even if it's your local soccer team. Shouts out to soccer, football. But even in that level, you should have some type of optimism when reporting, when speaking on your team, even during down seasons, down years. There shouldn't be a constant level of attack, negativity. But what we've seen is the Cleveland media has figured out how to capitalize off of negativity, and now it's become their only method of garnering attention, garnering their views, garnering what they do as a brand. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. Irvin Reed said, don't do that, Smoke. Nothing but love for Selmo. No, I'm just playing. You know, I was just messing with y'all. Man. As long as Watson is dog pound and Monken is the coach, he's going to make sure he cook. Okay, I get what you're saying now. Yeah, I get what you're saying now. I read that wrong. As long as Watson is dog pound and Monken is the coach, he's going to make sure he cook. Yeah, I agree with that, man. I agree with that. Irvin Reed says TMZ is more accurate, which is crazy. TMZ being more accurate than 92.3 The Fan or your Cleveland media, ESPN Cleveland, is crazy. For that to even be a plausible comment, for you to even feel like that's cool to put that out there, that shows the negativity surrounding Cleveland and how they just put things out, almost conspiracy theory. They just throw stuff out there because they want to say something. They feel a certain type of way about a player, so they say something. Now, we done finally made it all through these comments. Last but not least, we got Irvin Reed right here. Dog Pound is a family affair. You already know what's going on. And with that being said, family, let's go ahead and keep that rolling. Let's keep it rolling. We got another one. Load them up. This is where we really start cooking, y'all, because it gets weird.
I saw Rex Ryan's tweet where he decides to go after Shedeur Sanders, which is, I think it's just a generational gap there. He's upset that Shedeur Sanders was...
Cultural gap. Personality gap. The age difference has nothing to do with it.
They're having a photo shoot that you can see the back end of the photo shoot. Guys, this is just what life is. And it's not just Shedeur Sanders. It's every young quarterback. They all have a brand. Now, their brands aren't as big as Shedeur's, granted, but there are people who, if they want to see it, they're going to provide it for them. So they want to see not just the photos. There are fans that want to see the photos, then want to see the behind the scenes. They're going to watch everything connecting with Shedeur Sanders. And Rex Ryan can get as upset as he wants. And that's part of his business. That's part of their business. And it's not just Shedeur. It's basically every young quarterback that has a fan base whatsoever. That they're going to go out there and they're going to do those things.
Okay, let's think. Jackson Dart, Cam Ward, Shedeur Sanders. Let's think. Kyler Murray. All of the young guys in the league right now. Lamar Jackson. Everybody to a certain extent is effectively on social media, effectively trying to build their brand and continue to have monetary endeavors as far as off of the football field. That's what it's about. These guys know that the NFL money is great, while we know they make millions, but what they're trying to do is set themselves up to have a brand off of their face, identity, personality, characteristics, how they talk, outside of football to enhance their career after football and enhance the money that they can make off of the field. It's called tapping into all avenues. Why wouldn't you do so? And we see all athletes doing this now. LeBron's been doing it for forever. Like, that's what it is now. And the fact that media is still stale and behind that movement is crazy work.
Yeah, it is interesting because I lost interest in this kind of stuff a long time ago because it did seem like it was generational. Mm-hmm. Like, obviously, if there was one quarterback that did this, 20 years ago, they would get ripped by everybody. And now, really, I've seen more people ripping Rex Ryan for being, glad you brought this outdated, working in a realm that just is not current. And I do know, like, Arch Manning, like, kind of famously has avoided all of this.
Arch Manning famously has avoided all this. No, Arch Manning ain't been good enough to build his brand. If he'd have been that dog last year, you don't think Arch Manning would be the face of everything? You don't think Arch Manning would be on College Football 27, the cover, all that? I don't even know if he is or not. I don't even know. But what I'm telling you is Arch Manning hasn't been good enough to do anything of the sort. Why are you acting like we just watched somebody yesterday talk about Arch Manning elevating somebody's quarterback room from 15th to 5th best already coming into the league. What? When has he ever? Come on, man. He hasn't even been the top 15 quarterback in the nation yet in college football. So I don't care how well you feel like he's polished off the field and he hasn't involved himself in whatever. What he needs to do is involve himself in throwing some touchdowns. Is what he needs to do.
There was a story about how they wanted to do a Rose Bowl promotional shoot and he declined, and he's just not airing his life Yeah, maybe he's just not as interesting as Shedeur. I don't know.
think he does other things.
But
like
he doesn't
Shedeur does
really
have
do
other,
any of that stuff.
Shedeur does have other business obligations that he has to fulfill. And because, I mean, they're both from well-to-do parents that have money falling out of their pockets. That's inconsequential. But if Arch Manning doesn't have the other things, then okay, well, then he doesn't have to do the other things. A lot of these guys have the other thing.
Well, if he don't have the game either, why are we worried about all the other things? He don't have the game. Brother is not balling. He is not slinging the rock the way he's supposed to. He's not accurately reading defenses the way he's supposed to. You talking about everything else. I don't care whether he played Madden all day. If I don't care whether he do fashion shows. I don't care whether he rap. I don't care what it is. As long as it's not illegal, of course. But why is everything concerning everything else but football? Come on now.
Arch could. He's been very famous. He's been famous for a while too. If he wanted to go that route, he could.
And he does come from a family that's pretty well known for how selective they are with how they do certain things. They are very, very, very close to the vest, that family, on this. But this, I go back to Johnny and the stuff that Johnny had done. And, I mean, the things that we defended.
Having a conversation about Shedeur Sanders and mentioning Johnny Manziel is damn near blasphemous. That's BS. Not even close to the same cloth. Not even cut the same. Not even, man, these guys. Now, when you talk about football, we know Johnny Football was the most electric college quarterback ever we've ever seen. One of them, if not that guy. But when we talk about off the field endeavors, don't you dare ever in your don't you ever in your life involve Shedeur Sanders and Johnny Manziel in the same conversation, and we're talking about off the field.
Did him on off field stuff, the marketing stuff that had to go on. He was like the first foray into that. And now this is another day of the week to me. So if Rex Ryan's upset, well then you can't coach in this generation anymore. I'm glad you're on TV, because that's it. Because it ain't just Shedeur Sanders doing this, and Shedeur won't be the end. Now if he's going to say, well, he should be this, that, and the other before he's doing all these things. Sorry, that's not how fame works. Well, if you're famous for something beforehand, before you go into this, you're going to continue to do those things.
And this is why I couldn't wait to ask you, because we just said it's generational. Guys in Rex Ryan's age bracket, like you could see them feeling this way.
There's no rules to fame.
So how old is Rex Ryan?
67. 66.
He is 63 years old.
Okay, I overshot it.
How old is Todd Monken?
Todd Monken is 60.
How do you think Todd Monken feels about all this?
Man, listen, bro. Listen. That's crazy. So because they're both close in age, you think they feel the same about it? If Coach Monken had a problem about it, don't you think Shedeur wouldn't be doing it? I mean, the levels that we're going to create some type of animosity inside the building because we have no stories as a media to talk about, because we've been frozen out of the paint, because of people like you, who now we cannot get inside information. Nobody is going to talk to anyone in the media and give out anything because of people like you. This is lunacy, man. This is lunacy. W back a little bit.
66.
He is 63 years old.
Okay, I overshot it.
How old is Todd Monken?
Todd Monken is 60.
How do you think Todd Monken feels about all this?
I actually think he feels a lot better about it, considering that he's been with college football and in the NFL recently. And Rex Ryan, I know it wasn't such a long time ago that he was the head coach of the Bills, but
10 years ago.
Okay.
Running back, because Ken cooked a little bit right there.
With college football and in the NFL recently, and Rex Ryan, I know it wasn't such a long time ago that he was the head coach of the Bills, but
10 years ago.
Okay, so really it's been 10 years since he's been a coach in the NFL. Oh my goodness, I didn't know that. Okay, so yeah, it has been a long time. I mean, Todd Monken's around this all the time. It's certainly around Georgia before he went to Baltimore, and we remember him. I mean, he had told us.
Who's a quarterback and went to Miami? I can't stand him. Deer in the headlight looking guy. From Georgia. Beck. Carson Beck. This guy had all types of off the field endeavors. Coach Monken was working with him. Did Coach Monken have a problem with that? Stetson Bennett. I don't think he had as much off the field going on. But there's a lot of people. Lamar Jackson. There's a lot of people, personalities, culture that Coach Monken has been around. Why would that be a problem? Has it been a problem yet? Has he said anything about it? You're just trying to create an issue. You're trying to create a narrative.
Like some of the questions that he asked guys in the interview process about NIL and all that stuff, those are questions that a 30-year-old new football coach would ask, let alone a 60-year-old coach who's seen it all. It's still the same stuff. So he's in tune with younger people.
There's a lot to be said for a guy that chose media and has been disconnected from everyday locker room.
That's true. Right? But you think you'd be more connected with the other stuff, the media stuff, and he's not.
Right.
So I can understand where in his generation, if this were 1980, it's like, what do you? But we don't see guys like this ever.
Do you think, like, obviously for 30 years, the wide receivers, they were the divas, the corners, they were the divas, and they were the ones that were attention seekers and always trying to, think about the branding thing has been, a little more recent, but, remember it was throw me the damn ball and all that. Well, now quarterbacks are kind of like that in a lot, not all of them, but they're like that in a lot of ways.
So this is the precursor. He's telling you he feels like Shedeur is a diva wide receiver as a quarterback. A diva wide receiver as a quarterback. That's what he's painting this narrative as.
And I do wonder, Todd.
And what's funny is it's not just these guys saying this. This is a narrative with people that have like minds, like these guys in Cleveland. So it's not just 92.3 The Fan. There's a multitude of people that feel this way. They might not come out and say it to your face because they know how it comes off and sounds. These are the ones that are willing to say this out loud in public.
Can you wonder how he feels about any of this stuff at all?
Again, he
does he feel anything about it? I don't know.
But Todd Monken, yeah. I would imagine it's just if you can handle your business, you'll play. If you can't handle your business, you won't. And so he's got to prove whether or not he can handle his business. Now, so far, he's been able to do it. But he also, I understand for a lot of fans, he's a fifth-round pick. Why does he? Guys, he has a massive fan base. And he's been famous for a while now, for at least 5 years. And so he's been famous for a while now. These are things that he's used to doing this. This is not anything new. This isn't anything crazy. This isn't anything where he's gotten too big for his britches or anything like this. This is a Saturday morning for him. That's the way it works.
Do you think this stuff is part of why he fell to the fifth round?
Youth football camps, workout videos in the summer, 17+ million made off a jersey sold, revenue, international superstar, nothing negative. That's why he fell in the fifth round.
He's gotten too big for his britches or anything like this. This is a Saturday morning for him. That's the way it works.
Do you think this stuff is part of why he fell to the fifth round?
I don't know. I wish I could tell you. I really think that any of this stuff, if they felt he were good enough, he would play. He'd be first round anyway. Apparently he wasn't. I wish I could tell you.
Well, that's what I mean. We're always sitting here trying to figure out why he fell to the fifth round.
Okay, but am I supposed to cost my...
Nobody cares about why he fell to the fifth round anymore. He's on the football team. He's been on your football team for going into his second year now. Nobody cares about why he fell in the fifth round. This dude is about to be the starting quarterback of the Cleveland Browns. You're the only one stuck on it, weirdo.
Myself more money you want me to put my head down and act like a fifth rounder? Am I supposed to cost myself more money in my business? Because this is business.
Good.
He's doing this for business. This is he makes
so people
music.
say football is supposed to be the business and the thing
Okay,
that has
that's
your
fine.
entire bandwidth.
That's fine. But when you have that type of fame and you have to do these things because you have business obligations, like this could have been a contract that was signed a year ago. We don't know about any of this stuff. So you have things you have to fulfill. You can't just, if you wanted to, if he really wanted to, yeah, he could turn it all off last year and say, that's it, I'm just focusing on football, I'll see all the other stuff.
He did do that last year. What are you talking about? Did he or did he not turn everything off, stop wearing his jewelry, everything, and make it all football? And you guys still posted a camera in his face in the locker room every single day after every practice, after every game.
Some other day. He didn't do it. Why are you going to cost yourself even more?
Well, what's funny is, what do you think the reaction would be if he did come out and say, I'm done with everything, I'm focusing 1,000%?
I imagine it would be pretty positive.
People would love that.
They probably would.
They not?
Yes, they probably would.
This whole offseason, Shedeur has been quiet. The last couple weeks is when these videos have come out. Shedeur has been doing nothing but grinding. And you didn't respect the grind. So now he do a little bit of shine, and you hate the shine too? I mean, dang, man. It's a catch-22 with you folks. At what point do we just call you out for what you are? You're hating this dude. And we're not going to say everything we want to say, but there's a lot of barriers that you're crossing. There's a lot of lines that I feel like personally you crossed with your coverage of Shedeur Sanders. Want to be shock jock? I saw that in the comments. That's accurate. Shouts out to whoever said that because I didn't catch the name, but I saw that.
So is this the wrong? But you're making it a decision on what's right and what's wrong. I don't think that this is wrong. If he doesn't know the plays, he doesn't know the plays.
Yeah,
I don't think that photo shoots over his music is going to cost him whether or not he knows the plays. Like, you either know it or you don't. You either know where your guys are going or you don't know where they're going. You can play the position or you can't play the position. And so if he's a fifth-round pick, I mean, let's call it what it is. Let's go right down the line and have as much common sense as possible. If we just want to use the term fifth, which I know people get upset about that, but again, if he ends up being great, don't act like it's not part of his story. If you go there, you know what the NFL feels of you. Regardless of what we want to say, we all know what these teams feel about him. How are you?
What do teams feel about him?
You going to then shut off another route of your business? No, you're not going to do that. So he is protecting his business because to remain.
You know, some people are going to hear this though.
What?
Some people are going to hear you talk about this and be like, "Why are you prioritizing your business over your football when you're a teammate, you're a quarterback?"
They're taking all out of everything. The youth camps, the workout videos, Shedeur being an enigma, SBs, all of this. These last 2 weeks, they're taking it as now this guy's a distraction. He's more focused on everything off the field than football. Never mind all the work we done seen this guy put in since he's been in Cleveland. We done watched this guy put in work. This guy has a field installed in his house so that he can work when it's negative whatever in December in Cleveland. Getting lake effect snow, so you can't even go. This guy said, you know what? I'm going to put some turf in my basement. I got a field, a mini turf in my basement so that I can get work in. These folks, man, they're out of pocket. They out of pocket, man. After a certain point, all credibility is questioned. I see people saying, you know, we need to boycott them. No, we need to expose them. They need to have more exposure for being BS. So then when they come out and start talking about their credibility as far as being a reporter and how many years they've been in the game, it's shot. It's over with. This isn't fair, unbiased reporting. This is garbage.
Quarterback is supposed to be, you know, the most complex position in all of sports.
How do I know this is costing his football, though?
No, you certainly don't, but he also played terribly last year.
So we're back to that.
To remain.
You know, some people are going to hear this, though.
What?
Some people are going to hear you talk about this and be like, why are you prioritizing your business over your football when you're a teammate, you're a quarterback? Quarterback is supposed to be, the most complex position in all of sports.
How do I know this is costing his football, though?
No, you certainly don't, but he also played terribly last year.
I understand
so
that.
The thought will be, hey, until you get that quarterback position down, that's really hard to master.
So he's not allowed to do anything?
Oh, I think there's a generation that would absolutely say he's clearly not able to handle all this stuff. Look at how poorly he played. Look at how he slipped to the fifth round.
So then Joe Flacco isn't able to handle being an NFL quarterback. Dylan Gabriel damn sure isn't able to handle being an NFL quarterback. None of the quarterback, Deshaun Watson, with his 1-8 in his last 9 games, isn't able to handle being an NFL quarterback. Kevin Stefanski isn't able to handle being an NFL coach. Anybody on his staff, especially the special teams, how did the special teams coordinator get another job? Ask yourself that. How did the Browns special teams coordinator get another job? 2 kick returns from the Jets? The Jets? In 1 game? Back to back. You punt the ball. Man. I'm talking about punt return, kick return, big play, punt block. Every week something different happening.
Guys,
he couldn't handle the draft process.
Or he just might not be that good. And if he's not that good, I'm sure we will find
this stuff. Look at how poorly he played. Look at how he slipped to the fifth round. He couldn't handle the draft process.
Or he just might not be that good. And if he's not that good, I'm sure we will find it. Guys, if they take another quarterback, we will have some of the same stuff. I don't know if that guy's going to be making music. I don't know if that guy's going to be doing a lot of photo shoots, but he's going to have a lot of business opportunities. Damn it, we did this with Baker. We did this. Do you not remember after the first year with Baker?
I remember it.
Is he doing too many commercials? Is he doing too many media obligations?
And then he had the
terrible year. And then he went right back the next year and he had another good year. So was he having too many media obligations?
And I guarantee you wish you had Baker for the last stretch than all the carousel quarterbacks we've thrown in since Baker.
Because he still had progressive commercials while he was here. He still made commercials. He did lose some weight. He did play better with a different set of circumstances around him for year 1 of Kevin. I know none of us want to make those proclamations anymore because his name is mud to Browns fans, but he had the same amount of media stuff that he had, maybe even more. It didn't matter.
But it's so funny.
If he can handle it, he can handle it.
It's so funny that part of the messaging, part of the storyline with him was that, he went to Tampa after being humbled. He was one of the worst quarterbacks in the league. He was having trouble even finding another job in the NFL, and then he evolved. Then he became...
This is a key that they always have to throw in there, and it's specifically when talking to African Americans. And Baker falls in this category because they pick and choose, when they want to use this. But sometimes people need to be humbled. Sometimes people need to be humble. And they always have their choice of the ones that aren't humble. Jackson Dart, the most humblest guy you'll ever meet. Tyler Shutt, I don't have no problem with Tyler Shutt, nor Jackson Dart really. But these guys will be the most humble guys you ever meet. Justin Herbert, he's so humble. Come on, bro. If you think these guys are humble, you're out of your mind. These guys are quarterbacks. You pick and choose based on whatever you want to in your head. When you want to use terms like, he needs to be humble. So now Shedeur needs to be humble. Baker needed to be humble. Come on, man.
Media stuff that he had, maybe even more, it didn't matter.
But it's so funny.
If he can handle it, he can handle it.
It's so funny that part of the messaging, part of the storyline with him was that, he went to Tampa after being humbled. He was one of the worst quarterbacks in the league. He was having trouble even finding another job in the NFL, and then he evolved. Then he became...
I don't think he's humble, but I do think he's matured to some level.
Well, what's funny is when I see the videos of him on quarterback, he's still talking the most amount of trash. He doesn't seem any different. He really doesn't seem all that different.
All right, do you believe that Shedeur's distracted then?
I do wonder. He's balancing a lot.
216-474-0092.
From the music career to the acting career to the modeling career, there is a lot of stuff going on for somebody who had historically bad rookie season.
Well, you wanted me to ask him, did they find Shedeur to be distracted? Getting some weird tweets about it.
Yeah?
Yeah. Social media reactions on X are brought to you by
Shive and Jewelers, Cleveland's premier jewelry store.
9:02 and 16 seconds for all you scoring at home.
Yeah, I'll admit, I just assume guys like Todd Monken don't want to see any of this stuff. They don't want to see their players, any of them. They would like to see their players just living in the facility when they can, or
You think even in the last week of June?
Oh, I think they especially the quarterback, they don't ever want to see their quarterback doing anything else but football. That's just, and I don't know, do you think that's just that generation, or do you think any of them? Like Kevin Stefanski. What do you think Kevin thought about that stuff?
Well, I think there is definitely the generation. I don't put Rex Ryan, even though he's the same age as Todd Monken in the same generation, right? He stopped coaching the game 10 years ago. The game, it's in the era of NIL and college quarterbacks playing at 3, 4, 5 different places. We're in a totally different, you have to be in a different mindset to be an NFL head coach right now. There's been a few that have adapted and have, spanned that time between when Rex Ryan was last a coach and where we're at now. But
I do think
I think he's turned his brain off from the reality of what happens in the NFL in 2026.
I do think that, yeah.
But again, Arch Manning doesn't do any of this stuff. So
Arch Manning also don't throw touchdowns. Arch Manning also don't push the ball down the field. Arch Manning don't captivate his locker room. Come on, man. Like that's the bogus energy that I hate, though. Because you try and equate things off the field like this guy is showing you anything on the field, man. This conversation is ludicrous, man. What? Come on now, man. Well, Arch Manning doesn't do any of this. Arch Manning don't play good either. Arch Manning does not throw touchdown passes. What are we talking about, bro?
Off from the reality of what happens in the NFL in 2026.
I do think that, yeah.
But again, Arch Manning doesn't do any of this stuff. So don't you think a coach would most likely just gravitate? Hold on. Don't you think a coach would most likely just gravitate towards wanting their quarterback to be more like Arch when it
Hey, bro. They're stuck on stupid. These guys are stuck on stupid, man. I need Arch to be a top 15 quarterback in collegiate football. Before we start mentioning him with NFL quarterbacks, Pro Bowl quarterbacks at that, since you don't mention none of that, 5th round, all that other stuff, you don't mention the Pro Bowl, though, that's a joke to you. Stop mentioning Arch with this dude, bro. It's not even the same caliber. Shouts out to Arch. Nobody's trying to make it a damn slander Arch campaign. But what we are saying is, golly, you guys are ridiculous. It's nasty, bro. Arch has never been good. Arch has never been better than Shedeur Sanders at chewing gum.
When it comes to that,
I'll go back to who is leading Arch Manning right now. A bunch of guys who really good quarterbacks, his family, right?
Yeah.
They also stepped away from the game when? 10 years ago.
Yeah. And
well, what does that have to do with anything?
I think it's a different, I think they're different backgrounds. I mean, Deion Sanders has been one of the most recognizable faces in professional sports during and after his career for the last 40 years. He's been in several commercials. Peyton Manning's obviously in a lot of commercials. Now, remember, I know it's not his son. Peyton Manning and Eli Manning have been in several commercials. I don't think that they've had the type of exposure that Deion Sanders has had. Deion Sanders did other things in terms of music and movies.
Deion Sanders also played baseball at a high level. Deion Sanders, man.
And things of that nature. So it doesn't...
Deion Sanders is the greatest at his position. Ain't Nair Manning the greatest at position that they played. They ain't the greatest quarterback of all time. You can say they're great quarterbacks, but they ain't the number 1 nor number 2 quarterback of all time. Neither one of them.
Surprised me that his son, who is also wildly popular, does those sort of things. It doesn't surprise me that Arch Manning is very closed-mouthed about everything. When you've heard the stories about Peyton Manning and basically being like the Kremlin to try to get in there to talk to that guy. I'm not surprised by any of this. But my issue is that I don't know if he can handle it yet. And if he can handle it, I truly mean this. And I know that you and some of the other weirdos on the internet will start to go after me.
Oh, did he just call Anthony Lima a weirdo? Thank you, Ken. I appreciate that because he is a weirdo.
Any of this. But my issue is that I don't know if he can handle it yet. And if he can handle it, I truly mean this. And I know that you and some of the other weirdos on the internet will start to go after me because apparently you guys have gotten hooked by the bots or gotten into real personal things on the internet over Browns fandom.
They tweeted you
Shador.
too.
Well, and again, do you see how much?
You've muted most of them.
I'm not going to bother myself with it because I'm
you
not going
hear
to
that,
let
Shador
it
fans? Ken has muted you. He doesn't even know you exist. He doesn't think of you.
No, if you're going to sit there and say...
He's talking to you. He ain't talking to me. He talking to you. He ain't talking to me. He talking to you. Yeah, you.
You've muted most of them.
Because I'm not going to bother myself with it because I'm not going to let
Shador fans? Ken has muted you. He doesn't even know you exist. He doesn't think of you.
No, if you're going to sit there and say things, you're going to say that I said things that I didn't say or meant things that I didn't mean, I'm not going to even bother with it. So I'm not going to deal with this on the internet.
Are you scared of the Shador fans?
No.
You got an issue with Shador and Shador fans, dog. You are obsessed. Obsessed. Look at his eyes right now. Look how he's looking. Look at him. Look how devious. Ooh. That's not a good look, bro. That's not. You can see the hate all in your face right now. The hate? Money. Call out a hater when you see him. If you see a hater, say hater. That's crazy. That is crazy to me.
But I'd be afraid of a fan
I do
base.
see a lot of people think they say that. I don't use the term cult anymore. We retired that last year. But I've seen a lot more people going after you because you're afraid of the cult. That is what...
No, they call me the cult leader now.
Yeah.
That I'm the Marshall Applewhite of Shador fans. Which is not true. It's not true. Guys...
You ain't the leader of nothing. We know that's not true. And who the hell is calling you the leader of Shador fans? Nobody in the history of anything, the history of football, the history of Shador Sanders in this Cleveland media, nobody has ever once said, Ken Carman's the top Shador fan. He's the leader of Shador fans. Bro, you giving yourself too much credit, bro. Get out of here.
I go through this now.
Yeah.
That I'm the Marshall Applewhite of Shador fans. Which is not true. It's not true. Guys, I go through this with as open a mind as I possibly can. Well, about Shador, I go through with an open mind. I do not want Deshaun Watson to start the season. I think we've made all this abundantly clear. Mm-hmm. I think it just, in my world, not just football, but also in fans, talking to fans, liking people, and talking to people, it seems that very, very, very few, if any, want Deshaun Watson to start the season. And I feel the same way because I don't know how far this season's going to go. I picked them to win 6 games for crying out loud this year. Down from 7 after they traded away Myles Garrett. So if I pick them to win 6 games, can I sit here and act like I'm that passionate about what is going to be a year-long experiment? So I will find out whether or not all this is a distraction or not. I'm just not going to say it is.
Yeah, what's your gut tell you?
My gut tells me it's not because he was able to play at a high level in college and he did all these things before. But
Okay, a rare moment of truth. A rare moment of truth popping up from King Carman, man. Shouts out. I don't agree with everything you say ever, but this is a rare moment of truth popping out.
Is it a distraction or not? I'm just not going to say it is.
Yeah, what's your gut tell you?
My gut tells me it's not because he was able to play at a high level in college and he did all these things before. But the NFL...
I mean, Johnny Manziel played at the highest. Like, he won a Heisman Trophy.
Johnny Manziel was also on drugs.
Right. And
nasty work, man. It's nasty work.
Tells me it's not because he was able to play at a high level in college and he did all these things before. But the NFL...
I mean, Johnny Manziel played at the highest. Like, he won a Heisman Trophy.
Johnny Manziel was also on drugs.
Right.
And the drug problem got worse as time went on.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think college... I don't think that's a very good example.
Let me finish what I was going to say.
I was trying to save you from your bad example.
Well, no, because you want to cut me off to make me look worse. I know the games that you play.
You said...
So let me try to say it again, unless you're going to cut me off, and then I guess I'll just shut off my mic on the show that had both of our names on it, apparently. So I'll say this very slowly for you. I don't believe so, or I can't say he is because he was able to do it in college. Now that I was saying that he was in college, as I was going to finish before you interrupted me, we obviously know that the NFL is a different animal. So he might have to adjust. If he's failed to make that adjustment and being able to balance work and other forms of work and other forms of business, then we're just going to find somebody else. Why did you trade Myles Garrett? Am I the only one who's not insane about all this? Am I the only one who hasn't been worked into a shoot on either side about Shedeur Sanders, whether you hate him or love him? Owen, tell me I'm not crazy. Did they not trade Myles Garrett? Yes, they traded Myles Garrett. You guys all know the answer to this. Why do I get all worked up about it? Why bother? I'm a Browns fan first. These guys, they come and they go. I hope that they can stay.
I cannot agree with the fact of them trading Myles Garrett has any indictment on what they think about Shedeur Sanders.
I hope that he can stay. It'd be nice to have another pick that we don't have to use on a quarterback. But they told everybody what they did. So if he can handle it or he can't handle it, it really don't matter to me. We're going to find out this year now, won't we? Because he'll eventually play whether he starts week 1 or he doesn't start week 1.
So it kind of seems like
because the other guy you don't have any faith in either.
If you really thought Shedeur had a shot, and again, if the Browns did, they'd probably have Myles Garrett on this football team. We said that. We've kind of
over and over and over again.
But if you, Ken Carman, thought Shedeur was good enough, you would be more concerned about how his balance is.
No, because he already would have shown that he was good enough, and then I wouldn't have been as concerned. But he hasn't, because he was able to do it in college, if he's going to continue to go out and do it, then fine. We will find out starting next week whether or not he can handle all these things, whether or not it's all just been for show, and whether he only opens up his playbook when the cameras are on him, or any of the other stuff. We will get an ultimate decider coming up in a week, when the veterans are there, and when he's throwing to wide receivers, and when we're doing all the crazy camp rigmarole. Can we not understand this? What planet? What effing planet am I living on here?
I bring it back to the head coach. I just imagine that
Keep bringing it back to Todd. I don't care.
That the coach would probably feel better if your quarterback is seen and not heard.
Yeah, a coach that is obsessed with football and his whole livelihood depends on whether or not his players do well. Yes, you were always hoping that your quarterback is going to prioritize football first.
You agree?
Yes. But I'm not going to
make... That's a long way to go about you agreeing with me.
But you're not going to... No, I don't agree with you because I know where you're trying to take it.
No, he doesn't agree.
Because I don't. Because Todd Monken, I think, probably has the same outlook I have.
If it's truly an open... I can't keep up where Ken is on this subject.
If it's truly an open... No, because, again, this is just the stupid stuff that you do, and this is why I get frustrated. But this seems to be why people like it.
Some dastardly tactics today.
Of course he has. Of course he has.
What would be the
first time we talked about this, he didn't take any of it seriously, and he was the one who wanted to talk about it. And I've been abundantly clear about this. Like you said, you agree with me. No, I don't agree with you. Because I don't think Todd Monken is going to...
Hey, Ken done turned to a tomato, cuz. Hey! That boy hot. You got him hot under the collar, boy.
You just said you thought Todd Monken before you said,
and again,
hold on. You just said before.
Because you're just going to cut me off.
You just said before that when he was a coach in college, he understands it. He came up in this generation. And now moments ago, run the tape.
Because
you said, he probably wants his quarterback to be seen and not heard.
First off, this is his first NFL head coaching job. But ultimately, he knows that what he does out there in the field is what matters. These guys all have personal lives. Some are healthy, some are not. And it all depends on what they do between the lines. And he knows that as good as anybody, or better than any of these two idiots in this room talking about it. So yeah, I'm sure he's dealt with this type of thing before. He'll deal with it again. I think he's certainly more open-minded towards Rex Ryan. But either way, yes, you would always...
Hey, he got him flustered. Rex Ryan with the... Yeah, he got him. Hey, listen.
About it. So yeah, I'm sure he's dealt with this type of thing before. He'll deal with it again. I think he's certainly more open-minded towards Rex Ryan. But either way, yes, you would always hope, if you got to be football obsessed, that your main players are football obsessed. But for me, hell, it doesn't really matter, because I don't think Todd Monken's going to be going into the first practice going, I can't believe he did a photo shoot. I can't believe he was shooting photos. I can't believe he was doing... No! Can you do it? You can? Great, you're playing. You can't? We're going to get somebody else in there. It's that simple. I don't think Todd Monken is coming in holding a grudge because of Rex Ryan getting upset about a video,
well, it sounds like
a photo shoot.
It sounds...
Hey, he's got Ken teed up. Hold on.
It's that simple. I don't think Todd Monken is coming in holding a grudge because of Rex Ryan getting upset about a video,
well, it sounds like
a photo shoot.
It sounds
that Shedeur Sanders was a part of. For the love of God,
well,
he thought he was going to have Myles Garrett on his team for a month. How many photo shoots has he done? How many commercials has he done?
So it just sounds
but he's
like
the best player to ever do it. Yeah, there's a tremendous difference because all that matters is what they do on Sundays.
So it sounds like you don't think the work-life balance really matters at all for quarterbacks.
Whatever you got to say, you can say whatever you want to. Whatever you got to say to get people angry at me.
I'm asking you what you think.
I don't know. I'm exhausted by you already.
I've heard you.
It's Monday and I'm exhausted by you.
I've heard you toe the line here and go on bouncing back and forth.
I've only told the truth this entire time.
And I don't know where you stand on it.
I've only told the truth the entire time. No, because I haven't said exactly what you want me to say, so you can try to box me into something, and I ain't going to allow it to happen. So I'll see you in hell.
Whoa. Whoa. He said, what? And that's crazy. And to me personally, when we start breaking this down, what has G. Bush said, man? Shouts out to big bro G. Bush. If you didn't know, man, he commented on my video, man. Got my guy pinned up there, man. So you know we starting to make a few waves. Shouts out. But this is big time wrestling. This is big time wrestling, courtesy of 92.3 The Fan. These dudes are cutting promos left and right. All they're doing is cutting reels. Stuff that you can put music behind and monetize on YouTube. Nothing they're saying is anything educating to the fan about the game or the quarterback situation or the optics looking forward to camp. Was this even a football conversation? No. But this is your radio home of the Browns. Browns. And see you in hell is a crazy response. Let's rock out real quick.
Rookies are showing up this week. It is almost time for the 2026 Browns season. And to talk about it, courtesy of
Shivan Jewelers, Cleveland's premier jewelry store,
is the dangerous one, Daryl Ryder. Hello, Daryl.
Hello, boys.
Thank you very much for...
They had the nastiest panel ever. Ken Carman, Anthony Lima, and Daryl Ryder. Oh, brother, I know this is about to be crazy.
All the hard work you've done for us. I hope you enjoyed the last 2 weeks, and I hope you're ready to go here as we're getting ready for the 7-month odyssey that is the NFL football season now. And Daryl, as you said...
Can you use the term odyssey right now?
Like...
Well, could it confuse people? Is there any kind of trademark on it?
I'm just going to tell you right now, I have no interest in seeing that movie.
Really?
I'm the only person. I know I'm a minority there. I have no interest in seeing the movie. I'm imagining it's 4 hours long, and to be honest with you, I didn't like reading the Odyssey when I was in school, and I don't want to watch the Odyssey. Sorry, ain't going to happen.
It's 2 hours, 52 minutes.
I just want everyone to know that I appreciate Odyssey. An Odyssey.
I know it.
That's why we're here.
Yeah, good. Well done by both of you. Certainly well done.
Daryl, are you going to see it?
Probably not.
There you go, Daryl. That's why Daryl's my friend.
Maybe when it hits the streaming services, but
no,
I am not.
You got to see this in the theater.
No.
That's the whole point.
I still haven't seen Oppenheimer.
Even though the theaters aren't even good enough for the movie, apparently.
I just checked Oppenheimer, not in theaters.
And still running.
I haven't seen... You know, Daryl, the last time I saw a movie in a theater... That was the last move.
West Virginia at the Greenbrier Glorious.
I won't pay.
They did not spend a lot of time trying to tie in the first one.
I didn't like the redoing. I appreciate you. Who is the leader right now in the clubhouse to be the quarterback of the Cleveland Browns in 2026? Damn, sorry.
I mean, I think Deshaun, just because he's the veteran, and just looking at the situation. I was thinking about this yesterday because I was out at the Shedeur Sanders 2 legendary youth football camp and listening to what he had to say about the situation. But just thinking about where the Browns are at right now, I think it's much easier to transition from Deshaun to Shedeur than to transition from Shedeur to Deshaun, if that makes sense. And I do feel like there would be a...
Nah, it's easier to give Shedeur to 17 games. That way you understand what you have in him. We know we're not re-signing Deshaun Watson next year. So what is the purpose of us sitting here and playing with Deshaun Watson for 4 or 5 games, and then because it's easier to then transfer to Shedeur Sanders? No. Let's see what the guy has. That way we know what we're doing in 27.
A transition. Now, I also feel like Shedeur could win this job. But if I had to, put odds on it or whatever, I would say Deshaun is the favorite to win the job and start week 1 in Jacksonville.
Daryl, it's interesting you say that, because anytime that I've made a case that maybe for Shedeur and the betterment of his career, that he might be better off, especially with the retooled offensive line that's going to need time to gel, all the young skill position players, and then a new head coach. There's so much in a very fluid situation. Every time I say that, people draw comparisons to guys that just play right away and should just play, and why would you ever think it's better not playing? But I do think there's been a little bit of a transition in the NFL. And I know he played 7 games last year, but you got to give him some break. That was not the easiest situation to walk into, nor was it for Dylan Gabriel, nor was it for anybody last year.
Right, and I would agree with you to an extent. I certainly hear the folks that will argue, hey, you either can do it or can't do it, and it shouldn't matter. You shouldn't need the extra time or whatnot. But let's keep in mind that in the NFL, Shedeur is being...
These are the same people that'll tell you a 10, 11 game sample size is not enough for you to determine whether a quarterback is a starter in the league. So what you're effectively doing is you want this to be the case so that if Shedeur gets in and only plays, let's say, 10 games, 9 games, and he balls out, people are like, well, can you really say you can move forward with him? I still think we need a quarterback in 27. That's the move right there. That's what they're trying to set up. It's terrible, and it's honestly lazy. When you look at the build of your team right now, you look at the layout of this franchise, where this franchise is moving, there's no way that you're not saying that this needs to be a prove-it year for Shedeur Sanders so that we can see what we have before we go into 27 was supposed to be loaded, and we can go get some wide receivers. We can go get some defenders. We can go get another corner, a nickel corner. We can go do a lot of different things, but these guys are so thirsty and clamoring for the quarterback. What they're stuck on.
He asked to do a lot of things that he had never been asked to do before as a football player when it comes to running and operating a pro offense. It's a lot more detailed, I think, than what he was exposed to in his...
His dad is an NFL player, bro. You don't think his dad is going to expose him to NFL level jargon, NFL level play calling? Even if they might not have been doing some of those things, you don't think he's understanding what he's getting himself into?
In operating a pro offense, it's a lot more detailed, I think, than what he was exposed to in his collegiate career, and that's okay. I feel like that even if he doesn't win this competition and he starts out as the number 2 quarterback, I don't view that as a failure by any stretch of the imagination. I know there will be some folks out there that will view it that way. I won't, I do feel like that it could be somewhat of a positive if you give him a couple of extra weeks to, kind of work his way into things. The other thing, too, is, hey, they are paying Deshaun a lot of money, and you want to see if you can squeeze any blood out of that rock.
It's the last year of the contract. We've already recouped $88 million off of it. Shedeur just made us way more than that.
I don't know that they will be able to do so, but you turn this thing over to Shedeur maybe in mid-October or whatever and let him take you to the finish line. You get a really, really good look. As you said, the offensive line is established, the receivers. This is, you got 2 young guys being added to this receiver core in Casey Concepcion and Denzel Boston. Allow them to kind of get their feet wet a little bit. So if he doesn't win this competition, I don't think that is a slight on Shedeur by any stretch of the imagination. I don't think it's a reflection on whether or not he's going to be a successful quarterback in the National Football League. I think that there's some external factors that are really out of his control, but he seems to really have a very positive mindset. and he always has, projected a lot of positivity. But he really seems to have a positive mindset going in to this quarterback competition with Deshaun as far as how he's approaching it.
The dangerous one, Daryl Ryder, joining us on the show. Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. Let me throw something in Lima here, okay, for a second. You think it could be better if he doesn't play? If he doesn't start?
If he doesn't start. Because what I get nervous about is if he starts immediately and you just go through the normal, introduction to a new team and, look, they don't have Myles Garrett to help save them like they did at the end of last year where Myles was, single-handedly winning games. You're playing from behind. You're in bad situations. If that happens for 4 or 5 weeks, and that could be it.
I think it could be a blessing in disguise, but I'm not going to say it's better for him because I do think that if he does not start the season, I sat here and hosted with Jason. He says if he's not going to play, they might as well cut him, which I think is nuts. So who groaned? Was that Lima or was that okay? Yeah. I do think there is pressure on him to play and to play early because one, the guy he's going up against in this competition isn't very popular, and two, you want to see what he has. And what Lima says might be sensible, but I just think that I'm going to hear a lot of nonsense if he doesn't end up playing.
Well, I also don't think that Deshaun's very good anymore. I think that's just another aspect. And again, I don't think it's realistic to expect that Deshaun's going to be any good either. During the offseason program, he did have a couple of wild throws, but then he also had some, I can't believe we just saw that type of throws. So, I think that Deshaun's best days are certainly behind him. I have no expectations that Deshaun is going to be able to do much for the Cleveland Browns this season. Hopefully I'm wrong. Hopefully whoever starts goes out there, has a tremendous amount of success, and we have a lot of Victory Mondays to talk about, and we're not having the same conversation that we've had for the better part of the last 15 years since the station's been on the air. But that is kind of my worst fear right now, is that ultimately that's where we're going to land, and that is being frustrated with the quarterback play. But I really do like, and certainly didn't, you know how popular Shedeur is, but I got to tell you guys, I've covered a lot of those youth football camps involving Browns players, and the way those kids reacted to Shedeur Sanders yesterday, I know Shedeur's popular amongst the youth, but it was that reaction was on another level yesterday. It really was. And I think not that should factor into the Browns' decision-making process, but I'll say this: if Shedeur Sanders can do this, if he can go out and play really well, and show that he can be the franchise quarterback, good times will be ahead for the Browns when it comes to recruiting some of those young fans that, quite frankly, they've lost in recent years because of their inability to win a lot.
Daryl.
Whoa, nope. Hold your horses, buddy. I got to go. You don't get to talk yet. You done too much. Now, was that or was that not wild to hear from somebody that has been so much of a Shedeur hater in Daryl Ryder? Shouts out to Daryl Ryder. When he started talking about hearing and seeing the kids' reaction to Shedeur Sanders, that's just a little effect of it. What do you think the locker room is like? Shedeur is somebody that galvanizes people around him due to his energy. Haters like Lima, you can see it all in his face. Anytime Daryl said any type of positive statements about Shedeur Sanders, it got nasty. It gets disgusting.
Well, I was looking at your
some of those, the franchise quarterback can do this if he can. So it's the youth, but it was on, that reaction was on another level yesterday. It really was. And I think not that should factor into like the Browns' decision-making process, but I'll say this: if Shedeur Sanders can do this, if he can go out and play really well, and show that he can be the franchise quarterback, good times will be ahead for the Browns when it comes to recruiting some of those young fans that, quite frankly, they've lost in recent years because of their inability to win a lot.
Daryl, I was looking at your coverage from the camp, and it looked.
You notice how whenever somebody says something positive or goes, towards Shedeur's lane or leans towards positivity in the outlook, even with the coach, Lima is quick to change the topic, quick to move on to the next thing. Why is that? Why didn't you mention anything to Daryl's point about the positivity that Shedeur showed? About the chances of, if Shedeur is good, what that's going to do to recruiting fans, players, all of the sorts? No comment on that, Lima? None? Nothing to say about that, brother?
Quarterback, good times will be ahead for the Browns when it comes to recruiting some of those young fans that, quite frankly, they've lost in recent years because of their inability to win a lot.
Daryl, I was looking at your coverage from the camp, and it looked like those kids just had an absolute blast. So kudos to Shedeur for doing that. What, free of charge also?
Yeah, Shedeur worked with the Browns and the Browns youth football program. No charge, because a lot of these camps, the parents and kids, there's a participation fee. None of that. About 500 kids yesterday, free of charge.
So you're going to entertain, feed, educate, and inspire 500 kids for free, and we can't get a tidbit, not a smidgen, not a pinch of positivity from you, Playboy? Golly, you was a hating dude, man.
And he also gave out, they did a head, shoulders, knees and toes competition, and Shedeur ended up giving out a really nice chain to the winner as well. But yeah, the kids had a blast. And Shedeur seemed to have a lot of fun going around and hanging out with them as well.
Well, so I saw over the weekend Rex Ryan.
Did you see Ken get upset? Ken wanted to go in there and ask him a little more about that. Watch Lima hop in. Watch that.
And Shedeur seemed to have a lot of fun going around and hanging out with them as well.
Well, so I saw over the weekend Rex Ryan went on the attack apparently because there was a behind-the-scenes Shedeur Sanders photo shoot, which I thought looked really cool. There's all these jerseys, and then they're showing how the photo shoot came to be. And Rex Ryan tweets, "Get a load of this kid, great talent, but needs to realize as a, quote, franchise QB, there has to be more than me. Come on, man." And tag the dog pound. Do you think, like, this summer where he has dropped a single, he's got all the behind-the-scenes stuff, the photo shoots, the short film release, like, this is the stuff that will get used against him if he's not good. They'll say you weren't focused enough on football.
Yeah, and that's true. My counter-argument to that is we're in the off-season, and he's free to use his personal time any way he chooses.
Dang, Daryl! That was right to your... Boop, got him in the honker. Boop, got him in the honker. It's the off-season. He can do what he want to do. What are you talking about, Goofy?
So if he wants to record a single and he wants to do the stuff, I don't think he needs to have a film crew following him around in Berea, during practices or before practices or after practices. That's just me. I would like him to keep the main thing, and focus 100% of his attention on football. But when it comes to his personal time, and if he wants to go do photo shoots in the off season and all that kind of stuff, God bless him. Like, let him live. These guys are.
Daryl, you earned a fist bump. Don't make me revoke my fist bump. You earned a fist bump, Daryl. That's crazy.
Comes to his personal time, and if he wants to go do photo shoots in the off season and all that kind of stuff, God bless him. Like, let him live. These guys are human beings as well. They should be able to have a life. And it's also, by the way, very clear that he put in work this off season. I mean, he.
Okay, Daryl. Okay, Daryl.
These guys are human beings as well. They should be able to have a life. And it's also, by the way, very clear that he put in work this offseason. I mean, he helped with the get-together in Miami and the workouts with teammates, and Deshaun was down there as well. And he acknowledged yesterday, hey, last year that was something he couldn't do. He was a rookie. He was a fifth-round pick, learning his way. He mentioned how he wanted to be respectful of the process and not really step out of line and whatnot. And I think that shows a little maturity on his part to admit.
That shows the regime didn't like him and made it tight on him.
That, but he said this year, hey, yeah, I felt pretty comfortable asking guys to get together and let's get some work in. And you know, while he and Deshaun are going to be competing for a starting job, there's no animus between them. They are teammates and whatnot, and they're not going to allow the competition to cause any type of a fracture within the team or between them as well. So, I when you mentioned Rex Ryan, I just immediately started rolling my eyes because it seems like sometimes he just wants to complain for the sake of complaining.
Ooh, strong. I love you, Daryl. We thank you very much for the time. All the best to you and yours, and we'll talk to you again later this week, bud.
You bet, guys.
The great Daryl Rutter. And Daryl is brought...
Daryl just cooked up. Daryl just actually has some things to say. On that segment, Miss Donna, shouts out to you. I'd love to see you in here. On that segment, specifically, I would give him a fist bump. Round table, all of his takes in general, no, absolutely not. But for that conversation and for the sake of what we heard Lima say so much about Shedeur, for that one, I'll give him a fist bump. Last one of the night. Let's cook. Last one of the night. Let's cook. I know we were stuck on these guys today, but it got weird. We had to focus in and dial in on the hate, because we're going to show all of the hate before this glow up. When this glow up comes and people start retreating, backpedaling, trying to act like they weren't standing on one side of the agenda, we're going to come back to this.
All right, well, I hope you two are happy. I hope you and Jason are happy. Shedeur Sanders had his football camp yesterday in Brooklyn. It was free to all the kiddos. Saw some of the video there. That was wonderful. Seeing all the kids that were very, very, very excited when he came out. It looked to be a really nice time had by everybody. And Shedeur, he did talk at length, answered a lot of questions, was good with the media. And then you happen to notice something else that kind of seemed like he was a bit down in his first year here in Cleveland?
I don't know what that was, because I had a bunch of people tag us in it. So I watched it, and it was one of his videos, kind of like he was getting very introspective. And I always find him very interesting to listen to, because as somebody who's become as popular as he has with a group of individuals that have become, these are the most dug-in fans of anybody you'll find in sports, it almost seems. I'm always interested to hear what he is saying, what he is communicating to his fans, maybe even his haters, because he likes to address his haters all the time, which I find very, very interesting as well.
Yeah. So here is Shedeur Sanders. This is from yesterday, correct? This is from his...
This was published 2 days ago on YouTube. It's called Shedeur Sanders, a short film.
Oh, this is from a TV show that he's making.
No, a short film.
A short film that he's making.
Right, a TV show would be more episodes. Just one episode, which is a short film.
Can I see this in IMAX?
Okay.
It does say it's in 4K.
Will they cut off part of his head like they are in The Odyssey?
From Shedeur Sanders, a short film. Here is Shedeur.
Relationships with me is the most important thing. Everybody's going to have ups and downs in life, but it's about who you could count on, who you could lean on. People will say they support you, but never really support. A lot of people go online and show support, but personally would never reach out and do anything. So I understand what actually having your back look like throughout everything. A lot of people talk about it, but they don't really do it. And I don't really respect those people. I don't respect people that talk down on other people for financial gain. And everything went down how it went. There was no, help. There was nobody reaching out. But personally, I could never talk down on another person negatively, and you don't even have a relationship with that person. When that person rises to the top, they're always going to remember that. I know I will.
All right, that's Shedeur Sanders from Shedeur Sanders, a short film. This is from 2 days ago. As Owens.
And man, we gonna remember you hating too, Lima. So everybody wants us to boycott and the hate and all of that. No, I want to watch you guys because I want to watch the switch up, and I want to see how in real time you backpedal. I want to see how in real time you justify for the last year all of the hating that you've done. So go ahead. What they say, you give a fool the rope to go ahead and do it to themselves. Just keep feeding him the rope. All we doing is feeding you the rope, brother. And that's funny because, that's something they like. The irony.
So go ahead.
Boy, I got to tell you, I'm surprised because his fans, they don't seem like the type that wouldn't reach out. Like, it seems like their entire life
I think I'm
is designed around supporting him at all costs and going after anybody who dares tell the truth about the way he plays or
would you be surprised
criticizes in any way.
Would you be surprised if you had heard that there were some hangers-on that might have distanced themselves when he was taken in the 5th round? I'm serious.
Oh, you think some people jumped off the bandwagon?
I wonder if there were some people who were close to him. Well,
that's sad.
Well, if you're going to be sarcastic about it, then what the hell?
I'm being dead serious.
Are you being serious or are you being you?
Words right here.
I don't respect people that talk down on other people for financial gain.
Is he talking about Rex Ryan?
No, he's talking about Anthony Lima.
When did Rex Ryan put that tweet out there? Going after Shedeur Sanders.
That was after the photo shoot because, Shedeur has been very busy. He's released another single. He's doing the short film.
Oh, you mean Turn Back, which was featured in the Shedeur Sanders, a short film featuring Turn Back.
Okay.
That's good cross-promotion. That's smart.
Listen, he might...
Hating the business acumen? You just a true, real deal hater. I mean, like, you can see it in real time. This is just like hate, dog. This is crazy work to me, man. It's that serious. This young man has you this much in your fifis, your feelings. I mean, goodness, dude. That's tough. I mean, to wake up with that much hate in your heart every day, dog. Oh, man, I know it's weighing you down.
Might not be the future quarterback of the Cleveland Browns. But regardless of what Rex Ryan or you or anybody thinks, like, he does have a brand that he has to promote. There are people who love him dearly, and there are fans of his, and is it not good for his business? So can he not do things that are good for his business? Listen, I'm in a very open year here. Yeah. Like, if he goes out and he plays well, great. If he doesn't, we got the list. Everybody's got a list of QBs off the top of their head that they could think of for 2027. So if he can handle it all, great. It's a great story. If he can't, he still needs to protect his business after this. And his business after this is the business of himself.
What do you think he cares more about?
And that's not to be nasty. That's to be true. I mean, his name is a brand.
Probably somebody like Rex Ryan is arguing that he cares more about all this other stuff than football. Or if he cares about it even in the same realm, if it's even close, then he's not spending enough time on football.
Apparently.
And so...
Not spending enough time on football, but we've seen the guy grind all off seasons the whole time he's seen him be here. We've seen him be here. We've seen him do nothing but grind. I mean, so you literally don't acknowledge anything that you saw him do. But now the last 2 weeks, because a couple things have popped out as far as the photo shoot, the youth camp, all of these different things, now it's now he doesn't put the work in. He's focused on everything other than football. Come on, man. You were the same ones that were making fun of him for having the iPad at home. Or, people capturing video of him watching film. Or having the film room installed in his house. These are the same people that made fun of him for that. But now you act like he hasn't been putting work in. Come on, man. That's nasty work.
Oh, I don't know. this one's tough because we're not with him every day. We just see the videos, right? And
Yeah,
we've got,
but-
by the way, there's.
So shut up then. You don't know whether he's putting the work in. You don't know whether you just made everybody's point for him. So shut up then. What do you have to say negative about anything he's doing off the field then? If you just said you're not with him every day, you don't know what he's doing. All you do is see the videos and make a judgment. That's goofball behavior, man. What are we talking about?
There's a legendary, quote, legendary behind the scenes look at his photo shoot. So not only can you check out the photo shoot, you can actually see how they made the photo shoot.
Okay, so now you are being sarcastic.
No,
All
I'm
right.
saying
no, you're not. No, you're not. You're being totally disingenuous. I know you. No.
I think this is cool because
no, you don't. You don't think it's cool. I know you.
When in life do you get to be taken behind the scenes of the photo shoot? Is the photo shoot?
Could you be serious?
You get to see him.
Could you be serious for once?
And you could see he's getting into his role, right? Like you could tell right before, as I watched the behind the scenes, you could see him going through it and just making sure he's in a place where he could be photographed in the most legendary way.
Could you
People
ever
say they support you, but never really support.
Can we have a conversation about him without you being facetious?
I gotta say,
Just once?
shame on these Shador
Yeah, no,
fans.
it's not gonna happen.
And they're on our YouTube page.
Okay, great.
Did you not reach out? Because he's saying,
Oh,
hey,
my
yeah,
God.
you guys all wanted to be a part of this when I thought I had a chance to win the Heisman or the national championship. And then what? You guys disappear after I get picked in the 5th round? Like, that's not
People
cool.
go online and show support, but personally would never reach out and do anything.
I think what he's
shame on you guys.
All right,
'cause
I'll take it seriously. You can take your pot
It
shots
honestly
if you want.
seems like Shador's a little upset that these
Okay.
people ghosted him.
You're not going to start calling me at 2:30 in the afternoon going, I can't believe all these Shador fans are saying such nasty things about me. This is unbelievable.
I think he might call you and go, what
'Cause
happened
you
to
like
my
to do
Shador
that.
fans? What happened to them? Because they've disappeared, apparently.
Well, if he wants to, if he would
guy
want
throws
to
up-
talk to anybody off the, fine, give me a call. I don't care. I'm being dead serious about
the guy
this.
throws up a historically bad, rookie season,
Here we
and
go.
you guys go away.
Here it is.
So
Here it is.
That's something
But
he's
that's
got.
the difference.
He's got to.
Listen, and the reason why I'm being quiet right now is because I just want you to hear this, man. And I appreciate y'all up in here because I believe we probably about to go tap into that real quick and just watch a quick clip of Shador working out that he just posted before we get up out of here. But I want you to hear the level of hate because there's gonna be a lot of doo-doo for this dude to eat. And the reason why we not boycotting, the reason why I'm not anyway, I'm gonna keep reacting to it, I'm gonna keep watching it, is because when this guy balls, I need you to stand on that. All of this weird ticky-tack, narratives, all the ways that you feel and you talk about this guy in a disingenuous, disrespectful, BS way, I almost cussed, BS way, really, bro, at a certain point, it gets people frustrated with you. It gets people ready to get there with you. And this is a negative stain on the Cleveland media. Once again, this is a review on media. We're reacting to the media. As someone that is the voice of the Browns, you are supposed to be in support of this team. You're supposed to be trying to paint this team in the most positive light, trying to garner more and more fans for your franchise day in and day out. This is what we have in Cleveland.
And
I don't think Shador Sanders ever.
I don't
looked
think
to
he
you-
ever expected this.
Shador Sanders never looked to you for friendship. Okay, but I'm sure there were probably some people who were hangers on that he thought they were his friends, and all of a sudden just kind of moved on in a different direction after he got drafted in the 5th round.
I bet you,
after he wasn't starting the season, I bet they probably tried to get their hooks dug into somebody else. Now, if you're going to sit there and actually have a serious conversation, that's fine. But I don't know how I can have a conversation with you if you're going to be that way. Probably somebody else. Who knows? Who knows? The world is full of bad people that probably try to con anybody out there.
They're not. Are they jumping to Deshaun Watson now because
I
people
have no
think he's going to
idea.
start?
No,
not Dylan Gabriel.
To me, that's I don't think they're jumping to a different Browns quarterback, Anthony. I think that
What is your name? At Team Helmet Fool. That is a insane name. I'm not gonna lie, that is a wild name. But Team Helmet Fool says, but what if he's doo-doo? Are you gonna apologize? Because so far these media goofballs are right. Read that one more time. But what if he's trash? Are you going to apologize? Because if so far, these media goofballs are right. Tell you what, Team Helmet Fool, which is an insane. When you say it like that, that is crazy. Team Helmet Fool. If Shedeur is trash, I'll personally come on here, apologize to Anthony Lima, Jason Lloyd, and you, Team Helmet Fool. That's a nasty name. I ain't gonna lie. That name is terrible. You picked that and thought that was a great name. I'm sorry. I don't mean to cook you. Has he played well? He played better than any quarterback on the roster. And when you take into account Joe Flacco looked abysmal the first few weeks and then went right to Cincinnati and started throwing beans, you don't think that's an indictment on last year's Browns regime? Last year's play callers? Last year's play style? Could you not acknowledge that? Could you not acknowledge he was playing with the 31st ranked receiving corps? Could you not acknowledge that he was playing with the 31st ranked offensive line? Could you not acknowledge when he was playing with the banged up Harold Fannin and Quinshon Judkins? Didn't even have them the last game when he beat Cincinnati. Team Helmet Fool. So will you come on and acknowledge that people were wrong if Shedeur comes out and balls? Best QB on that roster is a low bar. You see how they don't... He's a Lima. I just gave you some clear points to acknowledge. Have you acknowledged any of those points? No. But that's what happens when facts come. See, these are the type of people that, when facts come to your door, they go lock the door, but then they gonna peek out the window and, hey, he's trash. Shut the window and run. Hey, he's garbage. Shut the window and run. Well, why don't you come outside and say that? That's what kind of guys we dealing with, man. So that's a line up in the chat. But Team Helmet Fool, shout out to you. I appreciate you being in here. While you in here, make sure you smack the like button, hype your boy up, do all those things, man. Appreciate you being in here, Team Helmet Fool. Miss TK, I see you up in here. Detroit Gemini, Miss Donna, Morgan Mark, I see you up in here. Team Helmet Fool, Irvin Reed. I see Morgan Smart. Big shouts out to Irvin Reed. Detroit Gemini, Miss Donna up in here. Man, it's going in. We got a lot of people up in here. Big shouts out to Miss TK. So, yeah, man, shouts out to everybody up in here. We're going to keep going. We're going to watch the last couple minutes of this, and then we're going to get into that new Shedeur video. You guys said he posted one, so we're going to watch that while we close out.
Honestly, if you listen to that and watch that, he looks a little rattled. It looks like he's very surprised.
Now Shedeur is rattled?
Because it's
I don't think they're jumping to a different Browns quarterback, Anthony.
Honestly, if you listen to that and watch that, he looks a little rattled. It looks like he's very surprised because it's the first time maybe in his life that people have jumped off the bandwagon.
I'm imagining that he had some people who he thought were his friends. I'm guessing he had some people who he thought were his friends at Colorado or even Jackson State, and then all of a sudden the draft happens and this last season happens and you're not calling me anymore. You don't want to hang out anymore. What's this?
Who wouldn't want to hang out with him? Did you see that house that he's at taking those pictures?
There are bad actors and everything, Anthony. Speaking of bad acting,
Hey, y'all said that's Crispus Burner. That's Crispus Burner account. Shouts out Crispus.
It's terrible right
They're not going to be featured on his next single, I'll tell you that much.
He sits there and he'll call me this afternoon and wonder why he's getting cussed out on the internet. This is amazing. It's really amazing.
I thought his fans of all fans were the most in sync.
This isn't even a slippery wizard move. This is like over the top move.
To see him, I'm just saying, he looked a little downtrodden about it all.
All right. What do you even want to ask the listeners?
That's why he took us behind the scenes. All right. That's what I saw.
We're just not going to be serious.
It wasn't even on your radar. Ken didn't even see this.
I know. I thought he was talking about I thought we were talking about the Rex Ryan stuff. I thought it was a press conference. I didn't know. I watched 3 different sporting events yesterday. I only saw that he was having a youth football camp. That was it.
Maybe he's talking to Ken. Ken forgot about him. He didn't reach out. He didn't do anything.
No, I've said hello to the young man. Wow. That's all that we've had in terms of a back and forth.
Always gonna remember that.
He said hello back.
He's
and he was very nice.
He is writing it down.
There you have it. There you have it. Now, let's go ahead, tap in with Shedeur real quick. Let's see if we can find this. Let's see if we can find this. Let's see if we can find this. If we can't find it, we can't find it. All y'all do is go to his channel, though. Y'all said it was on his channel, the workout video. He just posted it. Y'all said it was on there. I don't see it. I don't see it. I don't see it. Either way, we're going to close out with this right here. Before we close out with this video right here, though.
So every morning I'll...
Shouts out to Shedeur Sanders, man. I'm going to go ahead and subscribe to my guy. I don't subscribe to a lot of people. But we'll go ahead and subscribe to my guy. Now, before we tap into this, I got to get in here. I got to tap in with you guys in the chat. Because you are the guys that make this going. You are the guys and girls, the men and women that got us buzzing right now. You were the reason why G. Bush was commenting on the channel. We had G. Bush. If you don't know, G. Bush commented on our channel. Showed some love, man. Appreciation. And I had to show him some love back, man. Said it's on the IG story. Okay. IG story. That makes sense. That makes sense. G. Bush, though, commented on the channel, man. That ain't nothing but an alley-oop. And you know we got to come windmill that thing. So I appreciate you guys being up in here, man. It's love. Shouts out to everybody in the chat right now. Let me go ahead and get through here and make sure I shout out everybody I can see. Pit Boy, big shout out to you, man. Irvin Reed, you already know what's going on. Miss Marie, what's happening? Money Diesel, I haven't said anything to you all day. What's going on, Money Diesel? I appreciate you being up in here. Miss Marie, Irvin Reed, Money Diesel. We got Bucky Gordy in here. Wait, Buck Gordy. My bad. Buck Gordy in here. Detroit Gemini. Let's keep going through here. Miss Donna. Shouts out to Miss Donna. Keep going through. Let's keep going through. Make sure I don't miss anybody. Everybody that tapped in. Brian Johnson. What's going on, brother, man? How you doing, man? Pit Boy. What's going on? I appreciate y'all being up in here. Juan Sosa Gaming. That boy, what's going on, man? Who else we got in here? Quick Clips. What's going on, Quick Clips? Big shout out to Quick Clips, man. Mel McClendon. Hey, that comment right there from Mel McClendon was crazy. Big shouts out to Mel McClendon, man. Appreciate that. Yeah, I think we got Quick Clips. Shouts out to you. Brian Johnson, I see you in here a few times, man. Miss Donna always is in here. Detroit Gemini is always up in here. Shouts out to you. Appreciate you being up in here too. Miss TK, rocking with you. Sonia Augustine. Sony Augustine. I always mess that one up. I don't know how to say that one, man. But I appreciate you. Is it Sony Augustine or Sonia Augustine? I'm not sure. But shouts out to you. Big shouts out to you. And thank you for always being in here, because I do constantly see you in here, man. So that's appreciated. Always. Who else? I see Miss TK again. Detroit Gemini in here. Yeah. Shouts out to Miss Detroit Gemini, man. Morgan Smart. Think we got you. Yeah. Team Helmet Fool. That's a wild name. Shouts out to you. Being in here trolling a little bit. Oh, Raw Haven. What's going on? All right, man. So I think we got everybody. Shouts out to all of you guys in here, man. Because you guys are the reason why we're blowing up. If you're still in here at this point, I need you to go ahead and smack the like button, man. Because we appreciate and love everybody being up in here, man. I'm thankful for you guys, man. Without y'all, the channel doesn't grow. You are the reason why we're starting to get some major looks, some major things moving in motion, man. Once again, I do want to apologize for scheduling that live this morning and not coming on here. Had some things going on. Nevertheless, we're going to make sure we get that right. And to end out today, man, Morgan Smart, when do I go live? Listen, the next time I schedule a live, I will be there for sure. I think tomorrow we might go at 11 in the morning. I usually get off around 9:30, 10. So we got to figure out what's going on, man. I think 11 tomorrow, between 11 and 12, we're going to try and go. But if I schedule it in the morning tomorrow when I get off, I'm going to be there. Let's stop the half step and short stroke. Listen, you have to be able to. At a certain point, I want to be able to go on the fan. At a certain point, I want to be able to go on UCSS. So I ain't gonna go in on them like that. Yes, I understand that, and I do believe that to be true in my heart of hearts. But I believe there's a level of integrity and coof that we have to move, because once you start moving a certain way like that, that's how they're gonna try and project that you think everybody is that. Nope, I don't want to give them that ammo. I want to come on here and talk educated and articulately. That way we can open up some more windows so we can get on there and be able to expose in real time. You feel what I'm talking about? I got you, Morgan Smart. I got you, Morgan Smart. We're going to be back in here tomorrow for sure. We will be back in here cooking tomorrow, man. I appreciate you, Team Helmet Fool. Appreciate you, man. That's love. I appreciate you. And regardless, everybody's entitled to their own opinion in here. I might not agree with you. The chat might not agree with you. We're not going to get you up out of here because we don't agree with you. Let you comment, man. Even if you're trolling, doing your thing, it doesn't matter, man. So shouts out to you, and I appreciate you liking and subscribing. That's love. With that being said, man, we're going to go ahead and end out with this right here.
I wake up, I listen to a different sermon, and what I would say is what I learned from everything was don't allow negativity or anything.
Shouts out to Shedeur Sanders, courtesy of him.
So I don't see it.
This what they did all that hating on.
I don't see it. I'm on social media, I post, I get off. You know, so I don't consume anything negative, because as soon as you start consuming all that poison, and that's a gateway, I leave no gateways, you know. I have no attachment to anything, you know, that could turn on me or turn against me. So that's why I live a happy life. And I care about the core values: friends, family, football, and fun. But my fun is productive things that is always expanding, things that's always helping my mind grow. Whether that's making music, whether that's learning how to do different things. These things, I would say, help me become me. I would say this past year gave me a different perspective about everything. And I would say a perspective that helps me find true joy and happiness in.
Yeah, you thought you were going to get the whole thing? Absolutely not. Go sub up. Shedeur Sanders. You see it right there. Go see the channel. You thought you was about to get the whole video? Absolutely not.